What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. Decided not to do the review on any of the fights last night because, especially the Crawford fight was just one-sided. My reaction pretty much covered everything. And people that's watching on Facebook, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, or anybody that's watching, subscribe. Cause I drop exclusive videos just for YouTube because I do so many videos sometimes. So just click the link or search the Boxing Clinic, THA Boxing Clinic for everybody on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook, THA Boxing Clinic as well. Looking to start Instagram and Twitter eventually. I'll keep everybody posted on that. But last night, what I didn't get to in the reaction video was that Terence Crawford called out Keith Thurman. This is the first time I understand that he did call out Keith Thurman. He called him out before. He also called out Indigo, the other junior welterweight who holds two other belts. I think it's the IBF and the WBA belt, maybe. I think Crawford holds the WBC and the WBO belt. So right, Indigo has the other two belts. So it's interesting, to see what he's gonna do next. I think I think the bad matchups. Matter of fact, let me get into this first. Manny Pacquiao's not gonna fight this kid, man. If he was gonna fight him, he would have fought him before he gained the experience to go along with his skill level. Pacquiao and Miguel Cotto are just in the game for the money grab. Everybody is criticizing Floyd Mayweather for fighting Conor McGregor, which he's going to make $200, $300 million, whatever the hell he's going to make. That's understandable. Anything close to $100 million, over $100 million, I'm doing it. I don't care what y'all say. When it comes to, to the combat sport, even though the fight isn't good for the sport. But Pacquiao is fighting Jeff Horn. What the fuck? It's no intrigue there. The Mayweather-McGregor fight is more intriguing than Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao. Let's just keep it funky. Miguel Cotto trying to fight Kamagan? Come on. That's not intriguing at all. The Mayweather and McGregor fight is way more intriguing, way more better financials in it as well. Pacquiao, I'm not worried about him. I think for Bud, I think Adrian Broner will be the ideal 147 opening bout. Definitely a very winnable fight. If they really wanted to move him up the right way, just to get acclimated to the weight, I think he stops Adrian Broner. At 147, I'm not sure what his pop is like, but Adrian Broner is just garbage. I think Adrian Broner will appreciate one last good payday and one last opportunity to right his wrongs before becoming a journeyman or a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Peterson is a guy who will be a good step-up fight. A former 140 guy, that holds the WBA regular title. And if he wants to fight Keith Thurman, which I'm going to talk about a little later in this video about that matchup, if he wants to fight Keith Thurman, what better way than putting yourself as Keith Thurman's number one mandatory for one of his belts? He can't dodge you forever. Eventually, you will get your shot because you have the regular WBA title, which Keith Thurman held while Floyd got in. Floyd dropped it. Floyd don't care about titles at this point in his career. For Bud to be the regular WBA, which Keith Thurman used to be, and Keith being a super, that's one of the ways to put yourself right in position to catch the big fish. But as far as that fight with Lamont Peterson, it's an intriguing fight. Peterson is a guy that can come forward, that can box a little bit. We saw in the Danny Garcia fight, but he's an aggressive fighter that's going to come forward and try to bang the body and try to wear Crawford down. But Crawford is a big kid as well. Like I said, Peterson is a 140 guy that moves up. He doesn't look too bloated at 147. He looks pretty solid, but his punching power and his boxing skills, are inferior to Terence Crawford's. Period. I can tell you that before the fight. But one chance that he does have is to be able to, come forward and make it ugly and make it a dog fight. And I think that will be his best chance versus Crawford. But I see Crawford stopping him as well. Probably about the same time he stopped Diaz last night in 10. Talk about Amir Khan. I think that's one of the tougher fights for him to jump into for the simple fact that Amir Khan has nothing to lose. He's on his way out right now. He won't be back to after Ramadan, so I don't know if Crawford wants to wait that long. Bob says they want to put him in there in the summer. I have never seen Amir Khan outbox. It'll be a great outbox. I seen him knocked out. that'd be a great accomplishment for Crawford to knock out Amir Khan, especially if they wanted to get it popping in the UK or somewhere in America. Khan's a big ticket seller wherever, and it'd be a good fight, probably somewhere down the line, since he don't want to come back to after Ramadan. Sean Porter's another good fight as well. I think Porter might be too much for him. His first 1 or 2 or 3 fights at welterweight, he's just too strong, too physically strong, too ugly. Crawford will have his chance to knock him out, but I don't know how his power will translate to 147. Everybody thought Broner's power would translate to 140, 147, but it really didn't. So, that's a solid fight for Crawford. I think it's a hard fight. I think it's a dangerous fight. I think that might be the most dangerous fight on this list, other than two more fights I'm about to mention, and that'll be the fight potentially versus Earl Spence or Kell Brook. I think if Earl Spence wins that fight, which is not out the realm of imagination, that's a tough fight for Bud. I mean, this is a guy that can come downhill, who's physically big and can punch. It's going to be an issue for Terence Crawford. And Kell Brook, I think, will be a tough fight for Terence as well. I think those are three fights that he can easily lose, but then really can catapult him into really being the king of pound for pound supremacy. And the fight that he called out yesterday, Keith Thurman, like 787 sort of said, man, I don't know if he can take the pop from Keith Thurman. I know people say, oh, Keith Thurman punching power has went away in his opponents. He's not being aggressive. He's moving and boxing more, and that's going to be a chess match. And if it's a boxing match, I don't know. I like Crawford's skill, like Keith's skill. I think Keith will be more aggressive versus a 140 guy and try to get him out of there. And Crawford, the uppercut, I don't know if Crawford can take the punch. I seen that boy rock him a little bit. The Lorman got to him. Hank Lundy was hitting him, and Thurman is a pinpoint accurate puncher with punching power. I think those are 3 fights he can lose. Spence, Brook, Keith Thurman, and Sean Porter. But I'm for it.